agree that black men who are not voting for Harris and who didn't vote for you, as the pastor sees it, are misogynist? As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But I want us to be really clear that Kamala Harris is doing very well with black men. Black men are the second strongest cohort of Democratic voters. What we're seeing, though, is that she is showing them due respect by actually speaking to their issues. And those issues differ from other cohorts. I'm not quite certain why there is this panic about black men voting. They vote. In fact, they vote more than their counterparts in any other community for Democrats. However, we do have to acknowledge that there is sexism, there is racism, there are challenges in our electorate, and that's why it's so important that Kamala Harris is going everywhere and talking to everyone. She respects voters, she meets them where they are, and she refuses to be told that she has lost a cohort, lost a community, simply because she's different.
Lack of support for Harris among working class people, racism and sexism.
No, it's just a joke. And the media, they're the number one culprits in all of this. Because for the first 40 to 50 days of her campaign, instead of holding her accountable like you would any other presidential candidate, they treated her like she was a Hollywood actress. We all remember when she wasn't saying anything to anybody, and they thought it was the greatest thing ever. Now that the American people's skepticism has turned to rejection, this is where the media goes. But the media, like the Democrats, are the reason why nobody trusts them. Because instead of looking at the reality on the ground with wide open borders and massive increases in prices for every good and service, what do? They want to blame shift. They want to deflect. Yeah. But hey, that's fine by me. That means Kamala Harris is losing.
Yeah, Democrats don't learn their lesson, right? So as you guys know on this channel, I put out a video. Hey, don't blame racism, sexism. This is the real reason Kamala might lose, right? And I pointed out her record, what she has done, right? And it seems, you know, I mean, I'm just a guy on the internet, so they probably didn't hear it, but Democrats don't listen. They don't. You have Stacey Abrams here saying that there is an element of misogyny in this country. Can you give me the percentages? How many of people are voting against Kamala Harris exclusively for the reason that she's a woman? I bet you there's more reasons than just that. Like, I'm tired. I mean, I'm supposed to early vote too today. It's 6 a.m. right now, shooting this video. By the time it comes out, I should be looking at where I could do early voting. You guys know where I'm going. I'm voting straight Republican down the ticket. If I see a Democrat, no, it means denied. If I see a D on there, denied. That's what it means on that ballot sheet. Right, bringing my wife along, maybe my my mother-in-law. Who knows how many people I'm bringing with me? But nah, all this cope that's going on right now, I'm not with it. I'm tired. Right? You got Obama, as my mom would like to say. He said he doesn't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and bitter in this country. It's rich coming from him. Race relations got worse after Obama's administration, right? Should I play I should play the video, guys. I'll play the video. It's 19 seconds. Here you go.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And I get why sometimes people just don't want to pay attention to it. And we all have friends like that. We have family members.
Who ran and did the race card? Who just ran and did the sexism card? Democrats. Right? Obama in 2013, race relations got worse under his administration when he was pushing Trayvon Martin. I still remember, right? That cops acted stupidly. He race baited. He played into the racial division, right? And I'm not the only commenter that remember this. It's not like you spent 8 years on national stage, on the national stage sowing those seeds of division, toxicity, and bitterness. You're a walking hypocrite and a disgusting human being. Repent, Obama. And they think bringing this guy out is going to sway black men into supporting Kamala Harris. Now, the majority of black men may go out and support Kamala Harris, but I will be shocked and surprised if at least 20% of them, Donald Trump don't get at least 20% of the black male vote, because that's the number I'll be looking for during election. But I digress. I want to show you guys this clip of black voters discussing Kamala Harris and why they have some concerns about her. Let's take a look.
Your feelings, and let me start with the women here, about Kamala Harris.
She's a woman of color. I'm not putting her down because of that, and I'm not putting her down because she's a woman. I'm not a feminist, so I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, I don't think that she has the personality. I don't think that she has what it takes to go up against Putin and go up against these other presidents that are built for this. I don't want to be scared because my president is scared. I want my president to feel secure and manly and about it.
We brought up gender, right? Like, do you think it matters that she's a woman and people aren't comfortable having a woman in a top leadership role?
No, I don't think that, because most men, they love their mothers. They love their wives. So as a woman, most men, they respect the woman. But she just don't have the qualification or the education to really run America, because she don't have the experience. She don't understand our struggles. And for me to believe you for another 4 years, you're crazy.
Right.
Like, you're crazy. You're saying the same thing that you said 4 years ago.
So the fact that she's the vice president
That's
to
just
you
the
is
bottom line.
You're like, you've been here, you've had a chance.
Yes.
Well, for me, the very first time I ever heard the name Kamala Harris, it was in association to locking up parents for truancy. That was the first time I ever heard of her name. And I really didn't understand how this person claims to be a black woman, but yet she's locking up black women and black men and separating families.
This is the thing that is, Trump talks about this a lot. He says, you know, Kamala Harris became black when it was convenient.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about, do you agree with him on that? Do you feel like she's wearing her blackness?
Absolutely. She's sworn into when she sworn to the Senate, it was as the first Indian American.
Thank you.
Which is, it's fine. We don't care.
We all know she's not black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view, and like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
Yo. All I got, look, is not sexism, is not racism. All I got is fakeness. This is the concerns around Kamala Harris. This is the concerns that people have about Harris. And I find it hilarious. The NBC, that MSNBC segment, it was crazy. You saw the people like, yup, yup. You had 3.5 years to do it, right? And to go off on their point, right, you know, I want to highlight something to you guys. Because this is like the concerns around her. Quick, name a problem you fix ever, right? Because Kamala Harris, she says the key difference between her and Trump is that Trump prefers to run on problems and she plans to fix them. But she's been planning for a long time, because if I can remember, right? Because some people don't believe me when I said that there's no reason to vote for her, right? Her policies are based upon, I'm gonna put money for these initiatives. But I don't care if you're going to put money for these initiatives if you don't use the money effectively to get a good result. $7.5 billion in government cash only built 8 EV chargers in 2.5 years. $7.5 billion. And she was only able to build 8 charging stations in 2.5 years. But I'm supposed to expect you to do some good outcomes with giving millions of dollars to the American people. I'm supposed to expect that we're going to get affordable housing with your billions of dollars you're going to go towards that initiative, when here's an example of a policy that is currently in play right now, and you're only able to do this amount of money with it. And you wonder why me, as a voter, I love the fact that Donald Trump wants to create a government efficiency committee with Elon Musk at the top of it, or at least Elon Musk advising him how to use it. Because government spending needs to be more efficient. You can't be wasting $7.5 billion and only building 8 charging stations. That is ridiculous to me. And the pandering ain't working. Like, you're going to see this next clip I'm going to show you, because this is going to be a video of clips, because I want you to play this clip, especially if you live in Florida. I want you playing this clip in your car as you're going out to go vote. In this next clip, I'm going to highlight how the pandering ain't working. The pandering don't work the same no more, because people don't care about pandering anymore. People care about results. Let's take a look.
And it was such an honor. It was such an honor to work for you at the White House all 4 years. And I got a front row seat of how much you cared about the Latino community, and you delivered results, and you didn't pander to us. You gave us opportunity, and that's what we want. You know, we want the American dream. My mother was born in Mexico. My dad was born in Brooklyn with very humble means, and they worked very hard and achieved the American dream. So that's how what other country could a little girl from East LA make it to the White House to work for President Trump?
No pandering, just results. That's what I want. No pandering, just results. And when I look at the results, I see Donald Trump change processes, right? He enact boundaries, right, using executive orders. And all Kamala and the Democrats seems to be their number one go-to solution is throw money at something. But as I just showed you in the previous clips or my previous commentary, throwing money at a problem doesn't fix the problem. You just make it expensive. I mean, look at the Department of Education. You spend more money than ever before in the Department of Education, yet we get a less quality education out of it. This is the efficiency we're talking about. If something doesn't work, stop throwing money at it. Throwing government money at a problem is like throwing money into a fire. It ain't going to work. It rarely works, right? And this message is going to be to the undecideds out there. I don't think there's many undecideds, but you know, there's still a few people who are not engaged, who don't feel like voting. Here's a black man, right? Because this next part of the segment, I think this last part of the segment, I really want to destroy this narrative that black men have a woman problem. They don't. I mean, the black voters already told you they don't, but you know, they don't listen. You know, liberals, you know, not all you liberals, right? But many Democrats, they don't seem to listen to minorities, especially if it's minorities that disagree with them. This idea that there's no, like, they act like Kamala Harris is a perfect candidate. She's not. She's not a perfect candidate. She's barely a candidate. But you want to sit here and you want, oh, we want more engagement for her. Get out of here. How about women politicians like Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, stop feeling entitled to be the first whatever in history? And that's why my problem with all this fake history being created. People want the first this, the first that, and they making it a reason to vote no. Y'all, we didn't learn from Obama? Obama now complaining about the bitterness, the toxicity of politics today, when in 2013, he helped build it. He helped make it. He helped create and cultivate the environment that we have today. That's what you get when you vote based on identity. And all I need to do is stop it. Like Michael, get some help.
This guy just yelled in the street, Trump 2024. What makes you love Donald Trump?
If you're truly a patriotic American, how could you not love Donald Trump? If you actually are somebody that does your research and your due diligence as opposed to being pushed by somebody else's propagandist talking points, how could you hate Donald Trump? He's the most popular businessman in American history. If you wanted a movie to be popular throughout all of before 2016, who has the most cameos? I find it funny that as soon as he became a Republican, he became racist.
Exactly.
But name me that racist that won an NAACP award.
I'll wait.
Didn't we have?
I'll wait. Like, make it make sense. This is why I laugh when they try to throw all these narratives. That's why I say, yo, Laura took down the Breakfast Club because they're throwing all these narratives, but then they have nothing to really substantiate it. All it is subjective interpretation. They want to make hit pieces on Donald Trump about something he said about veterans when it's at best is an accusation. Anonymous sources spokesman said that Donald Trump said things like, no one's gonna believe that. The only way I'm gonna believe Donald Trump said any of those things if you have a recording of him saying that.
Peace around the world when Trump was in office. Why are we in war right now? Oh, and for that daggone bill, y'all want to keep talking about the border? Well, y'all were okay with the administration giving $60 billion to Ukraine so they can put 1,500 at the border. Here's something else deeper for you to think about. Didn't they leave millions and millions of guns in Afghanistan unguarded and unattended and left the country? Ooh. Directly after that, Xi Jinping and Putin came down and gave them legitimacy? Well, what happens after that? Oh, didn't...
Please subscribe. Please like the channel. Please share the video. Because I want this video to be... Look, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I want to play these videos in the background as you driving to go vote. Now, I can't control who you vote for, but I can control what I put out there. And this is my take. This is my angle. Because I'm trying to bring up this sentiment. If you're a person that's saying, I don't understand how people can vote for Trump, here you go. This video's for you.
Biden give Putin access to a gas pipeline. And then directly after that, he went to war with Ukraine. And then was it a coincidence that one of our basketball stars got locked up in Russia, and we traded her for Victor Boot. So we traded the Lord of War for Brittany Griner with a whole bunch of unattended guns in Afghanistan.
Bro, no matter how you look at it, that was a bad deal. You get for a basketball player, not to ish on basketball players, but if you think about it from the grand scheme of things, from a government national security level, you would not trade a war criminal for a basketball player because there's too much threat that's going to happen in the global stage. But I'm supposed to trust Kamala Harris on foreign policy. I'm supposed to trust Kamala Harris when she's supposed to be done across from Putin, Xi Jinping, whatever you call the guy. Like, no way in hell.
That's what you voted for. That's better than Trump. You need to wake up, bro.
Damn, he came for that man. But this is the sentiment people are having right now. Now I'm a lot nicer. Let me stop lying. I'm not as nice, but it highlights exactly what's going on in this country. That people are done with the BS. Here's a clip I'm gonna show you from Chicago. A YouTuber is asking voters, most of them are black men, and apparently this is in Chicago. Who they voting for?
Who you voting for? Trump. Come on, bro. Harris tells backwards, bro.
What?
Harris.
Man, we not voting for that, man. We voted for Trump, man.
Why?
Man, we not with none of that, man. Chuck be looking out for the black community, man. We ain't doing nothing, man.
I respect. You all good, my boy.
All right, man.
Yeah. And who you voting for, Trump or Kamala?
Man, Trump. We ain't with that Indian ass, man.
Who, Kamala?
Yeah, we ain't.
Why you don't with her?
Cause she with them immigrants. I'm black. Them Venezuelans taking all our bread. They out here creating gangs. They have gang banging, breaking in bandit cribs, all type of good shit. We ain't with it.
So you don't like an open border?
Nope. We need that border.
Hey, what are your thoughts on when Trump got shot?
Man, hey, don't try to take my boy out. Make America great again.
It's sexism and misogyny. How about it's just the priorities and the issues men care about? Trump aligns more with that, right? I did a video on this, right? This is the funny part. I did a video on this, the gender divide on issues. Number one issue for women are abortion. And then there's like a bunch of social issues, criminal justice before it gets to the economy. I think the economy ranked third for women, maybe second if I remember correctly. For men, it was the economy, number one, inflation, and immigration. Who aligns better with that? Trump. But it's sexism and misogyny. It's racism. Tired of this crap. This is what I'm saying. This election should be a referendum on identity politics. A YouTuber asked people in the hood in Chicago who they were voting for, and nearly everyone said they were voting for Trump. Best reasons: Trump looked out for the black community. They, Venezuelan migrants, are taking our jobs, and it's going to be World War III if Kamala gets in. And who's susceptible to the draft? Men, not women. But women are out here. Name me a governmental policy that has regulations over males' bodies. How about our lives? I don't want to go to war for this lady. At this point, men voting for their self-preservation. Because you ain't going to go out there, women, get drafted and die in a war. You're going to be just like the women in Ukraine. Y'all butt staying right here. Y'all ain't going to go in there and fight no damn war. But you want to vote on abortion only. Okay. Single issue voters. Okay. But don't sit here pointing your fingers, lecturing men that they should vote for a woman president when the risk is not the same. The risks don't work the same. If you look at the history of voting trends, women tend to vote for people who start wars. So it's not in my interest to vote along for a woman president who probably never felt the fear of being drafted for a war before. Craziness. But sexism, misogyny. What a lack of understanding that a lot of these people have. And I think I'm done. I think I said all I needed to say in this video. And I'm going to try something new. I'm going to leave it off with an outro with Anna Kasparian finally getting why people vote for Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is the middle finger manifested in human form. And I think that the individuals who support him you know, they might support him for other reasons as well. But I do think that one of the dominant reasons is that it's giving a middle finger to our political establishment, to our institutions. And a lot of Americans feel like those institutions and the political establishment has let them down, whether we're talking about the Democratic establishment or the Republican establishment.
So until next time, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.